Hello, I am Normina from Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, UCSI University. Today, I would like to present on association of animal protein intake with health-related quality of life. This is an overview of my presentation today. I will start with introduction, followed by methods of the study, results and discussion, and conclusion. Introduction. Carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are the basic components in diet required by human body to function. Protein consumption in the diet is influenced by society, tradition, lifestyle, and economic stability, and varies for different countries. Seafood preference is seen in Indonesia with an estimation of threefold increase in meat and seafood consumption from the year 2018 to 2050. There is a rise of protein consumption in China from 57 million tons annually to 70 million tons from 2018 to 2025. There is also a rise of protein consumption in India from 30 million tons to 38 million tons from 2018 to 2025. There is a diet shift found towards higher intake of meat, eggs, noodles, and beverages among Malaysians. Intake of animal-based proteins has been shown to be associated with health conditions. Earlier studies had suggested association of red meat intake with higher prevalence of non-communicable diseases, and this may affect quality of life both physically and mentally. Which brings me to the objectives of this study, which are to determine intake of protein among Malaysians in Kuala Lumpur and to determine association between protein intake and health-related quality of life among Malaysians in Kuala Lumpur. I will proceed to the methods used in this study. This is a cross-sectional questionnaire with convenient sampling involving 150 Malaysians in Kuala Lumpur. Ethical application had been granted by UCSI Institutional Ethics Committee. The respondents in this study were asked to complete a questionnaire consisting of socio-demographic data, 24-hour dietary report, and health-related quality of life SF20. The inclusion criteria in this study include Malaysians and age 18 to 64 years old. Exclusion criteria in this study include pregnant mothers, those mentally and physically unable to participate in the research, and those on specific diet plans due to any diseases. I will proceed to the results and discussion. This is the socio-demographics of the participants in this study. Majority of the participants are aged between 18 to 25 years old at 50%. 20.7% were between 26 to 35 years old. 20% are between 36 to 45 years. And only 9.3% were aged 46 and above. Most of the participants are female at 58.7%, while 41.3% were males. 44% were Bumi-Putra, 31.3% Chinese, and 24.7% Indians. Most had tertiary education at 69.3%. 44.7% were students, 20% working in public sector, 17.3% working in private sector, and 18% were unemployed. The participants mostly had monthly income of less than 2,000 ringgit, around 66% of them, followed by 2,001 to 5,000 ringgit Malaysia at 26%, while only 8% had income between 5,001 to 10,000 ringgit Malaysia. Looking at participants' protein intake, majority of the participants more frequently consumed white meat at 54.7%, followed by red meat 43.3% and seafood 24%. Male participants were found to frequently consume more red meat and white meat compared to female participants. When looking at the frequency of consumption among participants, our study shows similar results with previous studies where researchers found that young adults between 18 to 25 years old were more likely to eat white meat compared to those in older age groups. A study in East Malaysia also found that chicken, which is a type of white meat, is the most commonly consumed protein. Male participants are also shown to have higher protein intake compared to female participants. which is also supported by another study who found that males consumed 4.3 grams more protein in a day compared to females. When looking at health-related quality of life, it appears that the participants generally reported moderate to good scorings for components in the questionnaire, such as role functions, pain scores, mental health, health perception, and social function. On the other hand, more participants, around 41.3% of them, reported poor physical function. When looking at protein intake versus health-related quality of life, it was found that seafood consumption is associated with good mental health and good social function. On the other hand, red meat consumption is associated with poor physical function, while white meat consumption is associated with good physical function. Participants reported generally moderate to good quality of life. High seafood consumption showed association with good mental health and social function. High white meat consumption is associated with good physical function. Interestingly, our participants who had high red meat consumption reported poor physical function. And this contradicts with the previous study, which linked greater protein intake with good physical functioning with other age-related conditions such as muscle strength and power, although this study found this link with older populations. In conclusion, majority of participants more frequently consumed white meat, followed by red meat and seafood. Male participants frequently consumed more red meat and white meat compared to female participants. Participants reported generally moderate to good quality of life. High seafood consumption showed association with good mental health and social function. High white meat consumption is associated with good physical function, while high red meat consumption is associated with poor physical function. More studies within Malaysia are needed to be able to make a concrete conclusion on relationship of protein intake and quality of life. These are my references. Thank you.